in a less brutality. Has been confirmed. New York Post have this up. Felony waivers for cops. Oh, you're convicted of a felony? Well, we really need cops in Memphis right now because nobody wants to sign up for this. I mean, they were giving a $15,000 bonus up front. They waived that you had to have even an associate's degree if you just had a few years of work experience. They're desperate for cops. Why are they desperate for cops in a city like Memphis? Well, let's take a moment, shall we? If you're a law enforcement officer in the last few years in this country, in a high crime area where a lot of the crime is disproportionately, committed by minorities, if you're in that community, do you feel like you're going to be backed up when things get rough as a law enforcement officer? No, you don't. So very few people will go up to sign up. The kind of people that you want to sign up aren't doing it. And so what you have is a lowering of standards, and then a tragic incident like this occurs, and they say, you know what we should do? Let's ban more police units. Let's blame the cops even more instead of looking at these cops did something bad. What's going on structurally within the police department overall? You talk about a difference in training. Okay, here's one thing. Very noticeable play. A lot of people pointed this out. I think they said there were 71 commands given over the course of the video. I wrote in 2017 about an incident in Mesa, Arizona with a man named Daniel Shaver. Daniel, this is all on video. And I remember I was very upset by this case because a white cop with a rifle, in my opinion, executed a guy in obviously.
That video is up for people who have not seen it. It's very difficult to watch.
I mean, this guy is the victim here was white. The cop was charged with murder. A jury, inexplicably, in my mind, let the cop off. But because the whole thing hinged on whether or not Daniel Shaver was complying. Well, first of all, he did absolutely nothing wrong. He had a BB gun in his hotel room, which he was legally allowed to have. Someone called the cops. The cops came into the hallway. The guy who shot him had etched into his AR-15, you're dead or you're going to die. I mean, the guy is not somebody who wants to be a police officer, obviously. And he starts barking commands like, put your hands behind your head, put your feet together, crawl toward me, keep your head. I mean, if you didn't have a gun pointed at you, you wouldn't be able to follow. You wouldn't be able to follow. You'd be, what are you talking about? The guy's, but then it's, he's not obeying commands, and he just shoots the guy. I mean, it's an execution. It's on video. But he's white, and the victim's white. So Clay, was there national outrage about it? I wrote about it at thehill.com at the time. The story went viral, but was there a big conversation about it? CNN? No, because there wasn't a racial angle. Well, guess what? Looking at commands that police officers give and the training they're in might actually be a really useful thing. Might have actually prevented some tragic incidents later on, but didn't get the attention it needed. So if you want to talk about training right now, what are the protocols? I mean, when they're telling Tyree Nichols, for example, comply, and he is, it looks like, complying.
To comply,
He's trying to comply. Cops need to know the second that someone is complying and you're shouting, complying, and hitting him, you are engaging in police brutality. But, I have never even heard the comply discussion at the national level about meaning how cops should be trained to escalate through that process and not say, you're not doing what I want, so now I'm going to beat you or even shoot you. But instead, it's always get rid of the unit, it's racism, the usual thing.
I would love to hear from cops out there who listen to us, and we have a ton of those listeners who have watched this video and what they thought about what they saw. 800-282-2882. Buck, over half of the Memphis police force is black. All 5 of these officers that were charged with murder are black. Yet there has been a desperate attempt to try to tie this to white supremacy, which just hasn't worked. And, it's gone across the board. I mean, we've got audio here from a couple of these different guys that I thought would make sense. But the thing that I would say for all of you out there to think about is, we've lost on the left wing. They have lost the ability to analyze individual decisions and hold individuals responsible for the choices that they make, white, black, Asian, Hispanic, whoever you are. Ultimately, we are all responsible for our own individual decisions. And Eric Adams says, who's a former police captain, says racism was involved in the beating of Tyree Nichols to death. Let's play cut 4.
Chief C.J. Davis, in my interview with her, she said that all the officers being black, it takes race off the table. Do you agree with that?
No, I don't. I think that I understand what the chief is saying, and I think she really handled this situation in a very professional way. She moved swiftly. She assured that those officers were removed from the department. She took all the necessary steps. But I think race is still on the table. When a culture of policing historically has treated those from different groups differently, even when the individuals are from that same group, that culture can still exist. And we have to zero in on it, being honest about it, and making sure that we properly train police for the realities of the cities that they are policing in.
Okay, so Eric Adams wants to run for president potentially in 2024, and he's arguing that race is involved in this case. When you hear that, Buck, what do you think?
His analysis is nonsense. His analysis is what the left and the Democrats want to hear in this moment. Look, you and I expected the video to show police brutality, and it did. It was police brutality. No one is in favor of it. No one supports it. It should be condemned. It should be prosecuted. It makes cops' jobs harder. But cops, there's hundreds, I think there's 700,000 plus sworn law enforcement officers in this country. There are going to be a handful within that, almost a million, who are bad people who do bad things, or who cross the line, or who in a moment of rage or whatever have a failing that is unacceptable and needs to be criminally prosecuted. And I just think that, you know, when they say things like this, I just said to Allie, I mean, I know it's an older story, but I mentioned this. We'll put it up at clayandbuck.com. A link to the video and the analysis I did at the time. This is 2017 now, going back 6 years, Clay, of the Daniel Shaver incident. Every time something like this happens, and it happens to be involving a black man, does not mean that it is racist. This also happens to non-black individuals in this country. Daniel Shaver was one of them, and I would argue, you know, that the Daniel Shaver incident was as bad as this. Actually, yeah. You know, both individuals died, but Daniel Shaver, I mean, there was no, you know, it was lethal force used in an incident where there absolutely should not have been. This is not whataboutism, it's just contextualization of this stuff happens, and to always make it about race when there's obviously no clear correlation, there's no clear race angle, does a disservice to the conversation we're supposed to have about how, one, what does justice look like for his family, and two, what can we do now?
75% of people who are shot by police are white, Asian, or Hispanic. 75%. You never hear about any of those incidents. By the way, most people who are shot by police are violent felons who are engaging in violent behavior. But sometimes police fail.
You know, they buried it, but there was a study done by a Harvard economist a few years back about who is more likely when they control for the kind of incident you're talking about, is it more likely that cops will shoot a white individual or a black individual in a police-involved incident with similar circumstances? And the economist found that it's clear that the cops are actually more likely to shoot a white individual, and the thesis was because they know if they shoot an individual who's black and the circumstances are murky at all, or it's a close call at all, their life is ruined, they may go to prison the rest of their life.
That's right. It's a great study. I read that study as well. We'll talk, take your calls, continue to discuss. Clay and Buck here, 800-282-2882. We got to tell you, look, how many of you are really that comfortable that you're always going to be able to go to the grocery store and buy what you need? Well, if you needed baby formula, if you needed eggs, you needed toilet paper over the past couple of years, you've probably been into the grocery store and not been able to find what you want. Why not go ahead and provide food insurance for your family? You probably got health insurance, hopefully. Probably got car insurance, hopefully. Probably got home insurance, hopefully. Maybe life insurance. All of those things you're doing to try to provide for safety and security of your family. But do you have food insurance? We do in the Travis household. Thanks to MyPatriotSupply.com, we have a 3-month emergency food kit with a fantastic new lower price you guys can all take advantage of. You can trust My Patriot Supply. We do in the Travis household because we have a 3-month emergency food kit. Great tasting breakfast, lunch, dinners, drinks, snacks. Averages over 2,000 calories a day. One kit for every member of your family makes great sense. And that's why you can go to MyPatriotSupply.com right now and save $200 on your 3-month emergency food kit while you can. They ship fast and free. Go to MyPatriotSupply.com. Again, that phone number, MyPatriotSupply.com. Do what we did in the Travis household. Go to MyPatriotSupply.com.
Sanity in an insane world. The Clay, Travis, and Buck Sexton Show.
If one of your goals this year is to do business with companies who share your values, then switch to Pure Talk for your cell phone service. Pure Talk is proudly veteran-owned. They proudly employ a U.S.-based customer service team. Their service kicks butt. It's on one of the largest networks out there with blazing fast data, talk, and text for just $30 a month. That's probably half of what you're paying Verizon, AT&T, or T-Mobile. You can keep your phone and your phone number and switch over in as little as 10 minutes. Pure Talk has a first month risk-free guarantee. Try it, and if you're not completely happy with your Pure Talk service, you'll get your money back. Support a company who supports you. Dial pound 250, say Clay and Buck, and you'll save an additional 50% off your first month. Again, dial pound 250 and say Clay and Buck and get 50% off your first month. Pure Talk is simply smarter wireless.
Ron McDaniel wins re-election as chair of the Republican National Committee. How will it impact Republicans here in Nevada? We'll talk about it on our Monday show.
Noon to 3 on AM 670 KMCQ.
I'm attorney Paul Powell. If you get hurt in a crash, did you know your lawyer can take more money than you? You get hurt and the lawyer gets rich. Not very fair, is it? I promise never to take more money than you.
Paul Powell, more lawyers, let me.
Some restrictions apply.
My Auto Service, serving Las Vegas since 2009. The Lodge family's offering $14.95 smog checks and synthetic blend oil changes. Call 702-242-5432. Let our friendly staff know you're friends of the Lodge family. My Auto Service.
AM 670 KMCQ. Talk radio done right.
Over 50,000 police officers are assaulted on the job each year, leading to injuries and death. This is the reality they deal with when making contact with the public. Another reality is that if someone doesn't comply with a lawful order or uses force against them, police may have to use sufficient force in response to obtain compliance. Use of force is always ugly. Nobody likes it, especially police, and nobody knows how it will turn out. Spread the word. For de-escalation to work, both parties must de-escalate. And de-escalation isn't necessary if there is no escalation. Help police by not escalating. Don't attack or try to disarm an officer, whether it's getting asked a question, getting a citation, or getting arrested. Don't argue, don't resist, don't flee. After the encounter has been resolved, is the time to address any complaint. Comply now, complain later. Keep everybody safe. This message brought to you by the National Police Association. To learn more about how to help law enforcement accomplish its goals, visit nationalpolice.org.
In Nevada, anything that goes into the storm drain goes directly to our local waterways, which can pollute Nevada's lakes and rivers. Nevada is the driest state in the nation, and we must work together to preserve our limited water resources for future generations of Nevada. Here's some waterway wisdom, so you can help do your part. Scoop your dog's poop, bag it, and discard it. Clean up yard waste and grass clippings. Wash your car at a car wash or on grass or gravel. Apply pesticides and fertilizers sparingly in your car. Safely dispose of household chemicals. Clean up leaks and spills. And don't litter. Secure trash in bins. Keep contaminants out of our storm drains. Use waterway wisdom. And remember, only rain should go into the storm drain. Join us in preserving Nevada's waters for future generations by visiting loveNVwaters.com.
aquellos que doblan rodilla mañana, tarde y noche no quedarán defraudados. Porque ese es nuestro Dios, el Dios tierno, el Dios compasivo, nuestro papá, nuestro abá, que nos ama y que nos bendice eternamente, por siempre y para siempre. Hermanos, no nos olvidemos que tenemos a nuestro Padre Celestial, que antes de ser juez es nuestro Padre, que es nuestro Padre que nos ama. Si un Padre primeramente ama y después corrige, primero ama y después corrige. Estamos en el tiempo que el Señor quiere mostrarte que te ama con amor eterno y que debemos volvernos a Él, pedirle compasión y misericordia, y compasión y misericordia recibiremos. Padre, ya de antemano,
ha sido su momento. No creo que deje ir la gloria tan fácilmente.
So, on Boulder Highway, Fleming. Well, this is the biggest moment of his life. And Fridays at 6, only on News 3.
Tough plays, and for me, you know, just with guys, and you know, that's an effort play. It's not.
What's this reporter's name? I can't remember his name. Mark Good, who said that I'm here in the Empire State Building where an angry mob of New Yorkers has descended. They are demanding the building lighting be changed from green, and they want the person who tweeted it to be fired.
The best response I saw was the Metropolitan Building Commission, which are we gotta control what committees have Twitter accounts. But they went, man, all the other buildings used to look up to you. The Empire State Building didn't it change to red? It changed to red after the Chiefs won. In a cover your ass move. Right. So yeah. But if I were a Giants fan, I don't think I would be very happy about that. Like, I'm trying to imagine it'd be like them turning one of the strip clubs in Dallas green. Yeah, like like if the High Roller went up blue here after Nevada went to the Final Four or something. They did something like that. They won the Cannon. Right. People here would be furious with that. Now, I don't know if they're marching down to the High Roller to demand it be changed. Because locals don't like to go to the Strip or pay for parking. It's ridiculous. But that's basically the local comparison.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Raiders, Golden, well, the Raiders aren't going to the Super Bowl anytime soon.
Do we really consider the Raiders a local team?
Good point. Golden Knights, do they even have a right? What, the Sharks? And there's really no... There's no with the Golden Knights. Yeah,
they're rival. If Toshiba Plaza blasted Baby Shark after the Sharks win the Golden Knights rivals are the salary cap and former fired coaches and former traded players. Like Gerard Gallant, Pete DeBoer, Alex Tuck are their biggest rivals. All of whom do very well. They're very good. They're very good. Yeah, it's kind of a one-sided rivalry. Yeah. Not going well for the Golden Knights. All right, coming up next year on ESPN Las Vegas, Ben Coates joins the show.
When it's time to run, you know exactly where to find us.
He'll shoot a three straight away. And he'll hit it. And he'll hit it. Why not? It's every game this season.
The running Rebs hit the hardwood right here.
Floater in the lane is good and a foul.
This is your radio home for UNLV running Rebel basketball. On ESPN Las Vegas, 1100 AM and 100.9 FM.
See your Vegas Golden Knights Thursday, February 15th against the San Jose Sharks in the Flight Deck. Presented by Allegiant. The Flight Deck is where all the off-the-ice excitement happens. From the Knights Castle to the Night Line. Tickets in the Flight Deck are standing room only and include all-you-can-eat food, beer, and wine. Tickets start at just $178. Go to LVSportsNetwork.com for the link and use the promo code RADIO. Sponsored by Lerner & Rowe Injury Attorneys, Westar Credit Union, and Las Vegas Honda Dealers. Retail transfer on restricted. Tickets will be delivered by a mobile 48 hours before the game. Visit the William Hill Sportsbook at the Plaza Hotel and Casino and get free parking now through February 9th. Simply place a $25 parlay bet at the ticket counter and get your parking validated at the Plaza Hotel and Casino. William Hill Sportsbook, your home for wagering and betting on all major sports. Visit the William Hill Sportsbook at the Plaza Hotel and Casino for more details and official rules. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call or text 1-800-522-4700.
The hit, the highlight reel performances. Get into the unforgettable action with
Our veterans community is the only the saving grace that Almighty God can provide. Tune in on Fridays, 9:30 a.m.
Little Father God, do I have the joy?
game viewing party Sunday, February 12th at Poncho's Mexican Restaurant in downtown Summerlin. Please drink responsibly.
Worshippers, the BBC's Caroline Davies. The explosion happened inside a packed mosque located in a police compound in Peshawar around 1:30 p.m. today. A police official told the BBC that part of the mosque's wall collapsed with the force of the blast. Lady Reading Hospital in Peshawar has declared an emergency. The chief's in the eat.
We all want to eat healthy, but have you ever read the ingredients list off of your favorite snack? Between the hard-to-pronounce ingredients and man-made additives, it's difficult to find anything made from real, natural ingredients. Even some of my favorite organic snacks have ingredients I haven't heard of. At Balance of Nature, we know the value of real nutrition that can only be found in real food. That's why the only things you'll find on our ingredients list are real whole fruits and vegetables. No additives, fillers, or artificial ingredients of any kind. Balance of Nature is the best whole fruit and vegetable product on the market, delivering your body everything it needs to function at its very best. Eat better and feel better. Start your journey to better health. Call 1-800-246-8751 or go to balanceofnature.com to get free shipping. And don't forget to get 35% off your first preferred order by using discount code VEGAS.
Arizona Charlie's Decatur has the hottest tribute bands live. Join us every Saturday at 8 p.m. for all your favorite hits, from good old American rock to country to pop and everything in between. No matter what your choice of beat is, we got it. So come on in at no cover charge. Grab a drink and get ready to groove all night long at the Naughty Lady Saloon located inside of your favorite local casino.
Arizona Charlie!
Let your voice be heard. I tune into Newsmax for news I can trust, and Newsmax is carried on every major cable system. If your cable system doesn't carry them, call them and demand it. But be sure to vote in Newsmax's poll on whether Trump should run again. Text SOUTH to 39747. That's SOUTH to 39747 and make the switch to Newsmax. You won't look back.
Did you know that the average price of a used car is up over 40% from just a year ago? The cost of living has gone up, and the cost for auto repairs is rising as well. The car you have needs to last you longer than ever. So if your vehicle has less than 150,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire, or with no warranty coverage at all, you need to call CarShield at 800-532-5281. We've just announced a low-cost, month-to-month vehicle service plan to help save thousands of dollars on out-of-pocket expenses for future auto repairs, while the cost for new and used cars by roaches and rodents are a major driver of asthma attacks.
When I had a fever and body aches, I never thought it was West Nile virus.
Mosquitoes breed in standing water and can spread serious diseases. Get the facts at pestworld.org.
AM 670 KMCQ, Talk Radio.
Dijo, ¿dónde? Bueno, estamos listos, vengan, nosotros nos preparamos, no es más que ponernos la actitud porque todo...
The hit, the highlight reel performances. Get into the unforgettable action with up-close access at college football's premier showcase event at the 2023 East-West Shrine Bowl, Thursday, February 2nd at Allegiant Stadium. Watch top players from across the country ahead of NFL Draft Day, benefiting Amazing Care at Shriners Children's. Purchase your tickets today at shrinebowl.com. It's the 98th East-West Shrine Bowl. Today's All-Stars, tomorrow's Legends. The fastest weekend.
One of the most dynamic entertainers to ever grace the stage, the showroom at South Point presents entertainer Frankie Marino. People just can't get enough of this spectacular show. February 3rd and 4th. Tickets to the box office online at southpointcasino.com or charged by phone 702-797-8055. Frankie Marino at the South Point. A showroom at South Point presents Forever Fab, a tribute to the Beatles. Plus, a musical journey through the 60s with 60s Mania. You'll love the music and February 17th to the 19th. Tickets to the box office online at southpointcasino.com or charged by phone 702-797-8055. Forever Fab plus 60s Mania at the South Point.
All right, welcome back to the Radio Shopping Show. Coming to you.
Look like everybody else. Eagles, Niners. They don't even look like other teams. I mean, Philadelphia is better than Kansas City in virtually every unit. I mean, I love the Chiefs O-line. Philly's is better.
I just looked at the Niners roster, Colin. They have 2 guys on the entire defense who are impact players who are over 30. This is a young defense with a lot of upside. And
No, but their offensive guys,
Yeah.
McCaffrey, Kittle, and Debo, those guys get dinged up a lot.
They do. To push back, McCaffrey joined the team mid-season. Brock Purdy was a 7th-round rookie. So you could say, listen, we just scratching the surface with these 2 guys in the offense. Next year, they could be a lot better. Who needs Tom Brady?
I'm saying,
go out and get me a offensive lineman to maybe block Hassan Reddick.
Okay, right. No. That was my gut feeling. But I do think you can make the argument that Shanahan is just over it. How many years can Shanahan sit there and not have a healthy quarterback? You can be the most patient guy with your kids, but after the 3rd kid screws up doing, you know what I mean? Like at some point we've all got limits. Is Kyle Shanahan flying back from Philly? He's hit his limit on plucky overachievers who can't stay healthy. It's a thought balloon, but it is something.
Yeah.
These days, every new potential hire can feel like a high-stakes wager for your small business. You want to be 100% certain you have access to the best qualified candidates available. Check out LinkedIn Jobs. Find the right people for your team and find them fast and find them for free. Simple tools like screening questions make it easy to focus on candidates with just the right skills and experience so you can quickly prioritize who you'd like to interview and hire. LinkedIn Jobs helps you find candidates. That's why small businesses rate LinkedIn Jobs #1 in delivering quality hires against leading competitors in the country. #1. Post your job. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/herd. Terms and conditions do apply.
From my elbow down to my wrist, front and back. Just pain, really, all over. I've been throwing after the hit occurred on the sideline just to see where I was at. But even in those throws, it was painful, and so I couldn't throw anything probably over 10 yards, 5 yards. So that's why we just had some screens. It was really our only option when I went back in.
Brock, after the initial injury, you had a conversation with Kyle at that point on the sideline. What did you say at that point?
Yeah, I told him right there, if we run a play, I can't throw it deep. Just for this play at least, it's hurting really bad, and if we're gonna get a completion, have it be something short. If that's all right. And so that's really what I was telling him.
What a sweet kiss. That's all right, Coach. I can't throw it more than 10 yards if that's all right with you. So this is what he's being...
Why is he out there?
Well, he's out there because they have no one else.
Yes, they do. They have Christian McCaffrey. They have Debo. Run a Wildcat. Try to win the game.
So let me just...
It just seems like they conceded.
Do you know, and this is the whole thing, I'm sitting there too, how many plays do you think they have with McCaffrey throwing the ball? Hey, they can't run the offense, and the front 7 knows it. I mean, a Wildcat is going to take you home?
At least trying.
But they kept on trying end arounds to Kittle. They tried to end around to Debo. They tried, McCaffrey doing it. They tried.
It's better than having Brock Purdy hand off. Snap it to Debo and let him make something happen. It would give the impression that you're trying to win the game rather than what the second half was.
I just think that they I mean, I can't imagine how many Wildcat snaps in practice they've had. I bet you damn near every snap in practice for the last 2 months has been getting Purdy up to speed, and that's why they're in the NFC Championship game. I cannot imagine how many plays that they are confident to run against, by the way, one of the best defenses we've seen in the playoffs in a long time in their building that's going nuts to say, let's now do this. Or Purdy, let's run the plays we have practiced with you that we think can work. Honestly, I'm not going to sit here. I understand what you're saying, and what you were saying. I'm sitting here thinking they probably haven't practiced a damn thing that they're trying to run if they're sending McCaffrey out there as the quarterback. Like, you can't run the offense.
Juszczyk was the emergency fifth guy.
I just don't. I mean, that was one of the weirdest, wildest scenarios.
Yeah,
and I just feel for the Niners that that's what happened. And the Eagles just took care of it. They took Purdy out of the game. Hassan Reddick took him out of the game. They couldn't. That line.
More lawyer, less fee.
I'm attorney Paul Powell. Have you been injured in a crash? Do you want to win your case? Do you want the insurance company saying,
It's Paul Powell?
Of course you do. I've spent almost 20 years helping injury victims get paid, and I for sure can help you.
If you're tired of greedy lawyers, call 728-5500 or go to paulpowell.com.
I really can help.
Paul Powell. More lawyer, less fee.
Some restrictions apply. Pick up a Fortisub Spectacular Subs assortment for your next get-together. You'll get your choice of 5 different classic subs on your favorite bread with your favorite toppings and sauces. We're slicing up the quality you crave. Visit Fortisubs today or order at Fortisubs.com.
Get in the game at the Golden Circle Sportsbook and Bar inside Treasure Island. Catch all your favorite teams on the state-of-the-art 60-foot video wall. The Golden Circle Sportsbook and Bar has amazing food and drink specials like you call it cocktails for $12, beer buckets for $35, and great deals on pitchers. Come early for the weekend breakfast specials with bottomless mimosas and Bloody Mary pitchers. The betting kiosks are open 24/7 and parking and valet are always free. The Golden Circle Sportsbook and Bar inside Treasure Island.
Must be 21 or older. Please drink responsibly. Management reserves all rights.
Hey Chuck, I know there are a lot of scams with online payday loans. What should people watch out for?
So many of these websites might look totally legit, but they're far from it. And the borrower needs to be very careful to make sure they're dealing with a lender if it's licensed right here in Nevada, like Dollar Loan Center.
How do they get away with that?
It's normally the online companies that are based out of the country in places like Costa Rica or hiding on tribal land to skirt state lending laws. Others are just lead generators who really don't lend money, but sell your info to hundreds of unlicensed lenders.
That was Chuck. And to celebrate 25 years in business, he's offering free loans to all new customers. No fee to apply and a week of free interest. We have over 50 locations. Apply over the phone or online at don'tbebroke.com. Don't forget, your first loan is free in 2023 at the DLC.
Belongings that be after loan among legal license interest is free. You are still required to repay the principal amount. Licensed by staff Financial Institutions Division. Customer must meet normal qualifications. Review all qualifications. Visit at don'tbebroke.com. Certain limitations may apply. Loans are subject to approval.
Come see why thousands have made the switch to Finley Chevrolet, 215 in South Rainbow. Find new roads. F-I-N-C-L-A-Y. Finley Chevy is the place you buy. Home of the...
We know you're listening to 1230 The Game, home of the Silver Knights and Vegas Nighthawks. But did you know you can hear all the Vegas Golden Knight games over on Fox Sports Las Vegas, 98.9 FM and 1340 AM. And for UNLV Mets basketball and football and Las Vegas Aces basketball, go check out ESPN Las Vegas, 1100 AM and 100.9 FM. Oh, and remember, to hear all the Las Vegas Raiders games, switch on over to Raider Nation Radio, 920 AM. Plus the games can be heard on Comp 92.3 too. I have a choice.
80% off. That's right. Get generic for Viagra. The same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but 90% cheaper. It's the same medication you get from your doctor, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, forhims.com/joy. That's forhims.com/joy for your free online visit. forhims.com/joy.
What does it feel like to file with TaxSlayer and get your guaranteed maximum refund? It feels like the last level of a video game, facing off against the final boss who stands between you and your refund.
Oh, your refund is belong to me.
Using the power of TaxSlayer like a secret power-up he doesn't see coming.
Only the most tax confident can defeat me.
Throwing your laptop at his video game face and watching him crumble into a giant pile of shiny coin tax refunds.
Oh, not fair. You use TaxSlayer.
Save up to 80% when you file with TaxSlayer. Start for free.
The IRS, the world's most aggressive collection agency. They can seize your property, bank account, and garnish your wages. They cause sleepless nights for millions of Americans. Don't be one of them. If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state, get protected today. Call 800-312-9970. Coast One Tax Group, protecting your bank, home, and your sleep since 2008. With hundreds of 5-star reviews and an A+ on the Better Business Bureau. Call Coast One Tax Group, 800-312-9970. Stanley from New York owed $93,000. The IRS placed a levy on his bank account. Coast One released the levy and settled with the IRS for $2,000. Mark in Michigan owed $225,000. After Coast One stepped in, Mark walked away paying less than $1,500. Call Coast One now. A 10-minute call can save you up to 93% on your back taxes. Get your fresh start today. That's 800-312-9970.
Girls and boys in poverty around the world are dreaming of a better life, filled with dance, art, music, and knowledge. They dream of a brighter future, with enough nutritious food to eat, a chance to learn and grow, to get an education, escape poverty, and do incredible things. Today, thanks to Children International and friends like you, such dreams are coming true. Together, we give children a chance to set their sights high and succeed in school and in life by ensuring that they have access to healthcare, education, life skills, and so much more so they can grow, thrive, and believe in themselves. Learn more about Children International and join us in our life-changing work at children.org today. Together, we can help end poverty for good.
2023 brings more flavor and more savings at omahasteaks.com. Use promo code SIZZLE at checkout for $30 off your order and save up to 55% on select Omaha Steaks favorites. Stock up more and save more. $30 off perfectly aged tender steaks, juicy burgers, decadent desserts, classic comfort meals, guaranteed perfect. Order at omahasteaks.com. Enter SIZZLE at checkout for $30 off. Minimum order may be required.
Back here on the Rich Eisen Show, one happy family, terrestrial, Sirius XM, and the Roku channel. Family. Okay, family. Listen, we try to make you smarter here on this program. We try to give you things to make you smarter. Where you go around your office, or you go to a dinner party, you go around and say, you know what?